Hi, welcome to this typical muley production video. Today's a special edition. Today's my top 20 photos for 2020. The format that we're going to follow is chronological order, so I'm going to reveal the pictures in the order that I took them, so from January to December. I'm also at the end going to have a honorable mentions, and so let's get started. So this first photo is of a buck I call Gimpy. I took this photo on January 3rd, and the reason I call this buck Gimpy is because if you notice, his left front shoulder has been injured or dislocated, and so he didn't have the use of that leg, but he got around fairly well for only having 3 legs, and he's a cool buck. The thing that I like about this photo is the snow on his face. It kind of gives depth to the picture as well as some texture. I also like the contrast of him with the white of the snow. It really looks good. It makes him pop. And I like the contrast of the background with the snow as well. The sagebrush and the other plants really look good. The other thing I like about it is his stare. It's like he's looking into your soul, like he's trying to figure out who you are. And I really like this photo. The next photo I have is of a pink sunset, and this was taken on January 16th. I was out on the winter range again looking for mule deer. I was on my way home. I saw this sunset, and I just had to stop and get the pictures. The picture of this sunset. And the thing I like about this photo is that the road kind of leads your eye to the epicenter of the photo where the sun is. I really like that. I like the striations in the clouds, the different colors, the pinks, the purples, the yellows, and how they also reflect off the snow. How that just gives a kind of a depth to the photo. And then of course the big explosion right in the middle of the photo of the sun really looks good. The next photo we have is of this yearling mule deer buck that, again, I was out on the winter range looking for, and I got this photo on February 9th. And the things I like about this photo is his pose, of course, that stepping over that bush kind of gives him that cool pose. And I also like the lighting on this photo, how the lighting just lights him up and shows all the detail of this deer, from his nose to his ears to his eyes to his legs to his hair to his antlers. Really makes him pop. And the other thing I like about this photo is the sparkles in the snow. I think that really gives some texture and depth to the photos. And I do like the gray of the snow, even though most of the times you want the snow to be white. I like the gray because it helps the white of the mule deer pop. And so I really like this photo. This next I have is of 3 bighorn sheep rams, and this photo was taken on April 19th. And every year me and my family go out to see these bighorn sheep, and this year I was lucky enough to catch this picture of these three rams, just kind of marching along the side hill all in a line. And it's interesting behavior because they were doing this trying not to let the other one get ahead of them, so they're kind of competing with each other, trying to be the one in the lead. And so I thought that was kind of interesting and cool. The things I like about this photo is of course, the symmetry and them being in line, the uniqueness of them being in line, the contrast of the grass with the brown of their bodies and their horns. It really makes them pop, and their eyes in the sun. I really like that too. This next photo I have was taken on May 8th while I was out shed hunting. And this is a blue-gray gnatcatcher, and I'd never seen one of these before. So when I first saw this bird, I didn't really know what species this was. I had to later go and look it up. But things I like about this photo is the bud from the chokecherry bush is really popping in this photo. Like really, it's surrounded by all this gray and white and blue, and so it really pops in the middle of this photo. And I really like the pose of the gnatcatcher too, because it's like he's looking at that bud, and to me, realizing, spring's here, great, which is really cool. I also like the dead branches. It gives texture to the photo, as well as some asymmetry. So I really like this photo. The next photo we have is of a yellow rumped warbler, and this is an Audubon warbler, the Audubon variety. And this picture was taken on May 20th in one of the local parks that I live near. And I was just out during my lunchtime work, just sitting watching birds, and this guy flew into this willow tree, and I had to get the picture. They're so beautiful. The yellows, the grays, the blacks, the whites of the bird really contrast with the green and the yellows of the willow tree that he's sitting in, and the yellow catkins really kind of give texture and variety to this photo. Again, this is one of my favorite photos of the year. I really like this one. So next photo is of a thunderstorm, and this was taken in May 29th. And I was just on my way back from looking for wildlife, taking pictures and stuff, and this scene just really caught my eye of how the sun was just kind of exploding out of the middle of this cloud. I really like this photo because of the layers, like the depth of field. So you got the fence in the foreground, you got the mountain in the background, you got the pasture kind of in the middle, and then the clouds up above. And I like the contrast of that light, bright light, with the clouds around it, the blue sky to the right, and the mountain kind of down on the left side, the snow-covered mountain. Just cool picture. Really like this one. The next photo we have is of this great blue heron, and I was out looking for waterfowl when I captured this photograph, and it was taken on the 9th of June, and this happens to be my anniversary. Me and my wife were out looking for birds on our anniversary, and the things I like about this photo is first of all his eye and his beak. They really pop. That yellow just catches your eye. And then after that, I really like his plumage colors, the blues, the grays, the rusty brown colors, how they contrast with the grass, really catches your eye. Beautiful photo. Glad I was able to capture this. The next photo we have is of a white-tailed buck in a field with camas. And this picture was taken June 19th. And the thing I like about this photo is how the blue contrasts with his coat. The blue contrasts with the brown of his coat. The green contrasts with the brown of his coat. And I do like the new growth, because you don't see very many pictures of deer with velvet on, especially this early in the growing stage. And so I really like this picture. I like his pose. I like the light that's caught in his eyes. I really like that feeling of like he's thinking, do I stay or do I go, type of thing. It just kind of gives feeling to the picture. And I also like the blue camas flowers, how they give depth and texture to the picture. This next picture was taken on June 28th, and this cinnamon colored black bear was taken in Yellowstone. It was a trip that me and my family took to Yellowstone, and the things I like about this picture, the stare of this bear catches you right off the bat. Like, he's looking into your soul. He's like, what do you want? And when I took this photo, of course it's Yellowstone, there was a lot of people watching this bear, and this was basically a drive-by photo, because there were so many people there. I didn't want to stop and just get in the hoopla of all the people. So I just captured this photo as we drove by. The things I like about this photo is again, the stare of the bear. And if you look close, you can almost read the number of his ear tag. It's 68 or 69, something like that. It's pretty cool. His ear tags just kind of give it a unique element. I like the wildflowers in the background. I like the greens. I like how his coat just contrasts with all of that. And it's a beautiful photo. And Yellowstone, of course, is a magical place. So this next photo is also caught in Yellowstone on the same day, June 28th. And these two mountain goat kids were on this cliff just playing, just kind of roughhousing, and I caught this picture of this one kind of resting his head on the back of the other one, and thought the pose was really cool. I wish the photos would have been crisper, more sharp, but just the behavior and the cuteness of this photo for me outweighs the sharpness of it. And these mountain goats were quite a ways away. They weren't very close. So the things I like about this photo is, of course, the pose. I like how the yellow tips of the new growth on the pine trees pop, and how the white is just a huge contrast with everything else around it. Cute photo. Really love this photo. One of my favorites of the year. This next photo is of two butterflies. It was taken July 5th. And the context around this photo is I was hiking to go check my trail cameras. And on my way back, I caught these two fritillary butterflies. They're a species of fritillary. I don't know which species, but they're species, and they were actually mating, so they're actually connected. And I watched them for a while fly around, and they finally landed on this branch, and I finally caught them, and they stayed there long enough for me to get this shot. A beautiful shot of them. Now, the things I like about is just the contrast of the butterflies. Beautiful butterflies, their eyes, their antennas, their wings, just beautiful. The spots on their eyes really catch your attention, as well as the patterns in their wings and their perch too. You know, they found an amazing perch. So happy to get this photo again. One of my favorites. This next photo is of a red-tailed hawk, and this was taken July 25th. And the things I like about this photo is the colors of the sky in the background, the lighting on the bird itself, how the light's catching his eye, gives pretty good detail to his feathers and to his beak. I like his perch right on top of a pine tree, just sitting there, regal as ever. Just a beautiful photo. I was lucky to capture this red-tailed hawk just kind of in this scenario. Again, I was out looking for wildlife when I captured this photo. So this next photo is probably my favorite of the year. I really like this photo. This photo was taken on July 31st, and this is of two great gray owlets, and they're in this old snag when I found them. And the story behind this is kind of cool, because I was in my truck looking for wildlife to photograph with my window down, and I heard a call, and I heard these little owlets calling to their parents, and so I knew, as soon as I heard the call, I knew what they were. I'm like, oh, those are great gray owls. So I got out and I walked to this old snag they're sitting in, and yeah, they were giving me this surprised look, like, what are you doing here, when I was taking this picture. So the things I like about this picture, the old snag just gives total texture and content to this photo, as well as the great gray owl chicks. Their look is just priceless. Just the way they're giving me the eye, and I really like the contrast of the sky with the lichens on the tree and the bark of the tree. Really looks cool, and the owls themselves. This next photo is of a butterfly called the Tortoiseshell, and I like this photo a lot. This was taken on the 8th of August. And the thing I like most about this photo is the contrast of the butterfly with the bark of the aspen tree. It just makes him pop and really looks cool. And again, I was out checking trail cameras when I got this photo. The thing I like about it also is you can really see the patterns in his wings and the colors in his wings, the different colors in his wings and his eyes, the yellow of the tip of his antenna, and how that all contrasts with the green and the white of the aspen tree. I really like this photo. It's one of my favorites of the year. This next photo is of a mule deer doe I caught just at sunset. I mean, the light was fading. It was caught on August 22nd. I was again out just looking for wildlife to photograph, and I happened to see her, and she was just posing on this side hill in the middle of a bunch of thistles. And these thistles really give color and texture to this photo. I really like the purple thistle and how they contrast with her tan brown colors. And I like the look in her eye and the shine on her nose. Really gives her life and depth. And then also the contrast of the aspens in the background, really. I like to give it some depth. I really like this photo. The next photo might be my favorite of the year as well. This is of a kestrel, and as you can see, he had just caught a mouse, and he landed on this fence post. And this was taken in November 23rd. Beautiful photo. The thing I like about this photo is the vivid colors of this kestrel, this male kestrel. He just caught this mouse and landed on this post, and he's just posing here for the camera. Big and beautiful as can be, with his spots and his teardrops and the light in his eye. And then also, you know, that half-eaten mouse kind of gives a huge depth of texture and meaning to this photo. I don't think this photo would be the same without that mouse, because this kind of gives you like a behavioral context to the photo. And I really like this photo. Really cool photo. This next photo is of an elk I caught while I was out on the Winter Range looking for elk and deer. And I caught these elk on this rocky ridge. And this one happened to be just right on the skyline. And this was taken in December 4th of this year. A really cool photo. The things I like about this photo is the faded mountain in the background really gives it depth of feel. And then you also get this regal elk just standing right on top of the ridge, right? With beautiful lighting, lighting up half of his face. I really like this photo. And I also like the location, just kind of the rocks and the different texture of the environment that he's standing in. Really cool photo. This next photo I caught on December 14th of this year, and it's a photo that I've been waiting for years to catch a photo like this. This is of a belted kingfisher diving into a pond to catch some fish. And the cool thing about this photo is the color and the contrast of him with the white background, and also the texture of the floating ice there. And it just makes you wonder, man, how's this bird gonna get through this ice to catch a fish? And long story short, he did catch a fish on this dive and brought it out of the water, and I have subsequent pictures of him, you know, getting out of the water. But this was my favorite pose of him just about ready to hit the water, and I really like this photo. And it's the behavior aspect of this might be my favorite behavioral aspect photo of the year. It's just showing a kingfisher doing what a kingfisher does best. So really like this photo. The last photo of my top 20 is of this Woodhouse's scrub jay. And these birds where I live are fairly rare. Like, you don't see them very much. And I took this picture on the 18th of December, so just a few weeks ago. I took this picture, and these birds are really, like I said, really rare in the area where I live. So you don't see them, especially in the winter. You just don't see them. And this is actually the first time I've ever seen one. But this picture is amazing. Like, the things I like about it are the vivid blue just pops immediately. The vivid blue of the bird pops. I like the black choke cherries in the background, and actually that's what he was feeding on while I was taking these pictures. And I do like the yellow leaves of the vines. I think they're nightshade vines that were on these choke cherries. It's a cool picture. I like the lighting. I like the red of bark of the choke cherries, the blue of the bird, the black of the berries themselves. Just beautiful photo. And his pose. His pose is really cool. And so this is, again, one of my favorite photos of the year, as you can tell, because it's in my top 20. So I hope you like the top 20. Let me know what pictures you like the best out of the top 20 and why you like them. Put them in the comments below. Also, let me know how I can improve and like what you didn't like about the photos and what you think could have been better. And now let's get on to the honorable mentions. I have 20 photos in the honorable mention section, and I'll quickly go over those so you can see what they are. I'm not going to go into great detail about them like I did the top 20, but enjoy. The first photos in the honorable mention is this sunset photo that I got. I really like the contrast of the clouds and just the colors, really cool. The next one is of a pronghorn buck, just out surviving during the winter. Cool lighting on him, cool pose. The next photo is of this gobbling turkey. Just great behavioral photo. Cool picture. The next one is of this American avocet out in the open, calm, still, and then his reflection in the water. The next is of a male sage grouse out on a lek, and he's out there doing his display, and his air sacs are just starting to come out when I caught this photo. Really cool photo. I really like it. This next one is on our annual Bighorn trip, and this is a cool photo of this ram laying down, and he's kind of staring down at me. Just a great photo. This next photo I call M&M, and this is of 2 bighorn sheep on that trip as well, and I just like the photo because of the M&M it makes, plus these beautiful sheep. The next photo is a warbling vireo, just a cute bird in the willows during the springtime. The next photo is of 3 Lewis's woodpeckers sitting on fence posts with a cool cloud background. The next one is of a short-eared owl just out in the middle of the field, wondering what I'm doing. This next one is of a western tanager sitting on this log. He's got cool blue wildflowers around him, kind of giving a cool pose. The next one is of a western tanager in a pine tree, and I just like how he contrasts with the green of the pine needles and the bark of the pine tree. This next one is of a northern harrier female. I like this picture because of the depth and the layers that this picture has, plus the picture of the northern harrier herself, and just a cool photo. This next one is of a mule deer doe out in a wildflower field, just looking in the distance, just posing for the camera while she's eating her lunch. This next photo is honestly a photo that I didn't take, of a western tanager sitting on a cow pie with a cicada in its mouth, and my wife took this picture, so I'll have to give her credit for this one. This next photo is on our Yellowstone trip, and it's of those two mountain goat kids again, and just a cool pose, cute pose. And this next one is a bull bison with some brown-headed cowbirds on him, just acting like he doesn't have a care in the world. This next one is of one of those great gray owlets again, looking looking surprised and posing for the camera on this old snag. The next one is of this fritillary butterfly in some fall foliage. Just cool photo. This next one is of a porcupine in a tree. Great photo. I really like it. This next one is of a white-tailed buck that I caught during the white-tailed rut. Just kind of a cool, unique antler configuration. Just posing for the camera. This next one is of a white-tailed buck I caught during the rut as well. There's a doe laying just to the side of him in this picture, and I just like the pose and how regal he looks in this photo. So those were the honorable mentions. I hope you liked them. If you have any comments about those photos, please leave it down in the description. So that kind of wraps up this video. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And again, thanks for watching this typical Mule Deer production video.